when food ran low. No rain would fall, the crops won't grow. But God told Elijah what to do. Go to a widow, I'll care for you. God will take care of you. Yes, He always sees you through. When things seem small or times are tough, His love and power are enough. God will take care of you. The widow said, I've just a bite, a little oil, a little light. But Elijah said, don't be afraid. Bake the bread, God's promise is made. God will take care of you. Yes, He always sees you through. When things seem small or times are tough, His love and power are enough. God will take care of you. The jar stayed full, the oil flowed too. God kept His word is true. When we obey and trust His plan, He blesses hearts and helps each hand. God will take care of you. He's faithful, kind, and true. So trust His word in all you do. Yes, God will take care of you. God will take care of you. Yes, He always sees you through. When things seem small or times are tough, His love and power are enough. God will take care of you.
En una casa simple, lejos de la ciudad, vivía una mamá con su hijo y su paz. Elías llegó, Dios lo mandó quedar. Había muy poquito, pero podían confiar. Un día el niño estaba débil y sin color. La madre muy triste lloró con dolor. Elías se arrodilló, cerró su mirar, habló con Dios en fe, comenzó a orar. Dios oye la oración, Dios ve el corazón. Cuando alguien clama, Él extiende su mano en amor. Dios oye la oración, nunca dice que no. Aún en medio del llanto hay esperanza en Dios. La casa en silencio se quedó allí. Solo la fe vivía dentro de sí. Elías confió, no dejó de creer. Esperó en Dios, algo iba a suceder. La tristeza se fue, la alegría entró. La madre sonrió cuando Dios respondió. Ahora ella sabe, puede confiar. El Dios que escucha nunca va a fallar. Dios oye la oración, Dios ve el corazón.
amigos, ¿alguna vez han visto a un constructor crear una casa increíble desde cero? Pues la Biblia nos cuenta que así como toda casa tiene un constructor, el constructor de todas las cosas es Dios. Y hoy vamos a escuchar una historia sobre cómo Dios cuidó de alguien de una manera súper especial en un lugar muy lejano. Hace mucho tiempo vivía un hombre llamado Elías. Elías amaba a Dios con todo su corazón. Un día Dios le dijo a Elías: ve a la ciudad de Sarepta. Allí encontrarás a una viuda que te dará de comer. ¡Qué aventura! Elías obedeció y caminó hasta llegar a la puerta de la ciudad. Allí vio a una mujer recogiendo leña. Por favor, ¿podrías darme un poco de agua y un pedazo de pan?, le preguntó Elías. La mujer lo miró con tristeza y le dijo: solo me queda un poquito de harina y un chorrito de aceite. Voy a preparar una última tortita para mi hijo y para mí, y después no tendremos más. Elías sonrió con calma y le dijo algo sorprendente: no te preocupes, primero hazme una pequeña torta a mí, y luego haz para ti y tu hijo, porque Dios promete que la harina de tu tinaja no se acabará, ni el aceite de tu vasija disminuirá hasta que le envíe lluvia sobre la tierra. La viuda, aunque tenía muy poquito, confió en la promesa de Dios que Elías le compartió. Fue a su casa, tomó su puñadito de harina y su último chorrito de aceite y preparó una tortita para Elías. ¿Y saben qué pasó? Fue un milagro. Cuando volvió a mirar su tinaja, aún había harina, y en la vasija todavía había aceite. Así, día tras día, la tinaja de harina nunca se vació y la vasija de aceite nunca se secó. Ella, su hijo y Elías tuvieron comida todos los días. Esta historia nos enseña que Dios, el gran constructor de todo, siempre cuida de nosotros y cumple sus promesas incluso cuando parece imposible. Él puede multiplicar lo poquito que tenemos y convertirlo en algo grandioso.
Hey there, friends! It's me, Stick! And today I've got a super special story straight from the Bible. It's about a man named Elijah. He was a prophet, which means he listened to God and shared his messages. Now, there was a big problem in the land. No rain, no food. People were hungry and scared. But guess what? Even in hard times, God was up to something amazing. This story has a poor widow, a little boy, a tiny bit of flour, and a big miracle. Want to hear what happened? Come on, let's dive into the story of Elijah and the widow. The land was dry. No rain had fallen for many days. The rivers dried up, and food was hard to find. But God had a plan. He spoke to his prophet Elijah.
Go to a town called Zarephath. There is a widow there. I have told her to give you food.
So Elijah trusted God and began his journey. When Elijah reached the town, he saw a woman gathering sticks near the city gate. She looked tired. She was a widow with only a little flour and oil left. Elijah called to her.
Please bring me a little water and a piece of bread.
The woman looked at Elijah with sad eyes. She said,
I have no bread, only a handful of flour and a little oil in a jar. I'm gathering sticks to cook one last meal for me and my son. Then we will die.
But Elijah said gently,
Don't be afraid. Go home and do as you said. But first, make me a small loaf of bread. God says, the flour will not run out, and the oil will not dry up until the rain comes again.
The widow obeyed. She made a small loaf of bread for Elijah, just as he said. Then something amazing happened. Her jar of flour was still full. Her jug of oil was still flowing. Day after day, the miracle continued. There was always enough food for Elijah, for her, and for her son. In a time of great hunger, God showed his great care. He used a poor widow and her simple faith to bring about a miracle. When we trust God even when it's hard, He will always provide for our needs. Just like He did for Elijah and the widow.
And the jar of flour was not used up, and the jug of oil did not run dry. 1 Kings 17:16.
Jesus used this story to remind people that God's love and miracles are for everyone, not just for one group or nation.
I assure you that there were many widows in Israel in Elijah's time, when the sky was shut for 3.5 years, and there was a severe famine throughout the land. Yet Elijah was not sent to any of them, but to a widow in Zarephath in the region of Sidon.
Jesus spoke these words in Luke 4:25 to emphasize that only faith, but not status or background, is what moves God's heart. Jesus wanted us to remember, God sees our hearts. It doesn't matter who we are or where we're from. When we trust Him, He takes care of us. So the next time you're facing something hard or scary, remember the widow Elijah and the never-ending jar of flour. Trust God, obey Him, and watch what He can do. See you next time, friends. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.
Elijah was a prophet of God. His job was to speak to God's people and challenge them to live their lives to honor Him. And God led and provided for Elijah. But some people didn't like his messages. One king even chased Elijah into hiding. God guided Elijah to a safe place and provided him both food and water. However, because of a drought, the stream began to dry up. So God told Elijah, "Get up and go to a place called Zarephath in Sidon and live there. I've instructed a widow there to feed you." Elijah obeyed and got up and went to Zarephath. As he came to the entrance of the village, he met a woman, just as the Lord had said. She was that widow.
"Could you please give me a little water in a jug? I need a drink. And could you also give me something to eat?"
I'm sorry, but I have such a small amount of food. I have a handful of flour in a jar and a little oil in a bottle so I can make bread. I've just enough to make one more meal for my son and me. And after that, if we can't find food, we'll die.
"I'm here to tell you not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and do what you've said. But first, make a small piece of bread for me and bring it back here. Then go ahead and make a meal from what's left for you and your son. I guarantee you, the jar of flour will not run out, and the bottle of oil will not become empty. You can take that as a direct promise from God."
So the widow went and did just as Elijah had asked, and it worked. The flour and oil did not run out. This happened just as Elijah had predicted, and God kept His promise. Later, the son of the widow became ill. He grew worse and worse, and finally stopped breathing.
What do you have against me?
"Give me your son."
Elijah went and prayed over the boy and cried out to the Lord,
"Lord my God, let this boy's life return to him."
God heard Elijah's cry, and the boy came back to life.
"Look, your son is alive."
Now I know that you are a man of God, and that the word of the Lord from your mouth is the truth.